Hello, everybody. It is a really great pleasure for me to introduce my cuz, as we call each other, Sidney Barnes. Hey, Sid.
Yeah. How you doing, man? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. So, Sidney Barnes,
Yeah,
for people who don't know him, Sidney Barnes is a legend in his own right. We'll speak about that. And we'll speak about your life, and we'll speak a little bit about the new release that we're doing for you. And
good.
see what else you got in the tank, okay?
Cool, man.
Yeah. So,
Sounds good.
Sid, do you want to give the people who are listening to this interview a little bit in a nutshell what you have done in the music world? Because your story is so huge.
Well, if where you want me to start, man? What year?
Well, maybe with the first band. I mean, I know you were supposed to play Woodstock, and you told them you had no time. You were too busy, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
well, we weren't too busy. We were just tired. We'd been on the road. My group had been on the road for weeks, and we had to get back to Chicago. But a little bit of my history. I started in the early '60s and arrived in New York about 1961, and started writing and recording with people around Broadway. The Brill Building at the time was a place where everybody congregated and all the writers and da da da. So I got involved in that, and then MOTOWN came to town, and I joined them and as a writer and a artist and did some things with them. After them, I went to Lever and Stroller, the guys that wrote Hound Dog and all that. They had a publishing company, and I was always a writer for hire, really. So I signed with them, and I had records out by the Shangri-Las, and I had some records on myself and on their label. Worked with J.J. Jackson, the guy that had But It's All Right. I got him when he was a kid and kind of molded him into a writer's artist. And we worked together on a bunch. We had a lot of records out in the '60s. And then I got a call from George Clinton, who I had helped get into Motown. And he had gone to Golden World Records in Detroit. He called me to come out there and join him and Mike Terry, that was a saxophone player for the uh, Funk Brothers. And we worked for Golden World Records out there and did a bunch of records. And then after that, had a little group I was training called the Dramatics, and we had some songs on them. And after the riot, I left and went to Chicago and joined Chess Records, cut some records with a lot of folks, and then joined a group called Rotary. Well, helped form a group called Rotary Connection that had Minnie Riperton in it, and we ended up having 5 albums and opening shows for Janis Joplin and Sly and the Family Stone, Led Zeppelin, Moody Blues, all of the rock legends of that time. We opened shows for them. So '71 we broke up,
Do you know
and
why?
I just
Do you remember why you broke up? What happened?
yeah, well, yeah, a series of things. The record company sold out. Chess sold to GM, sold out to another company because Leonard Chess had owned the company, died, so they sold the company. Our managers, of course, that age-old story. Our managers had not paid their taxes, so we owed the income tax, a lot of money. And Minnie went single. She said, "I can't take this no more," and she left and went single. And I started doing jingles with all the ad agencies in Chicago, making good money. And then I helped. I did a little assisting with Maurice White putting his Earth, Wind, and Fire thing together, and with George Clinton putting P Funk together, and a lot of people. I was always initiating things and musical projects and helping people get acts together. And so after so long, let's see what else happened after that. I don't know. Then I got a day job because I just got tired of the business for a minute. And so people from England came over and snatched me up and took me over there. And I realized I was a star on the Northern Soul scene in England. in other parts of Europe. So I've been going over ever since 2000. I've been going back and forth and doing shows and big concerts over there, and haven't been over there since 2018. I had a back operation and the COVID thing hit, so I haven't been doing much of anything but staying home and writing songs.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
You had an amazing, amazing
smoking
career.
cigarettes. Yeah.
You had an incredible career. I mean, just really incredible.
Well, the reason you asked me before why we turned down Woodstock, we had been on the road with Rotary Connection, and we were on the road with Jethro Tull and Sly and the Family Stone, a whole bunch of people, and we hadn't been home for 2 weeks, and they called us after the last show with Jethro, and said, "Do you guys want to do this thing they're doing in upstate New York? It's a mess, but everybody's going to be there." And we'd played with most of those people anyway, so they said, "Well, turn on the TV and see what's going on, and see if you want to join because we can fly you there in helicopter." And we don't know when we're going to get you out because it's not organized at all. And we've been doing festivals for about a week, and we said, "No, we want to go home." We turned the TV on, looked at the news, and it was a mess, man. A lot of mud. And Minnie Riperton there was our lead female singer. She said, "I can't take a bath. I don't want to go." And they said, "Well, you can't take a bath in Woodstock, because but if you want to get muddy water." So we did one more concert in Michigan, then we flew home, and we regretted it later. But as history, and I found it out later that a lot of people turned down Woodstock because it was just kind of too much going on and it wasn't organized. So we did the Texas International Pop Festival later in '69 because we vowed we weren't going to turn down any more festivals.
Wow. Well, I spoke the other day. I did a little interview with Adi Kornfeld, the main guy who organized Woodstock.
Yeah, good people, man.
He told me a little bit what went down there.
Yeah, it was fun. I kind of wish we'd gone, but we didn't. And it's always interesting. I always get a nice conversation with people when I say I turned down Woodstock, but I found out a lot of good people did. The guys that made Crystal Blue Persuasion, I forget the name of it. But a lot of good groups turned down Woodstock. So,
Amazing you turned with...
Can't go back and do it. Can't go back and revisit it, baby.
No, it's amazing you turned with Jethro Tull. Me being a flute player, they were my big heroes when I grew up in Germany, I was even standing on one leg sometimes while I was playing, like Ian Anderson did. Yeah. Amazing. They just brought a new album out, I believe. Rockflöte, they called it. It's a German word, Rockflöte.
What does it mean?
It's a rock flute.
Okay.
A flöte is a flute in Germany. Anyway, so we're re-releasing a song that we brought out from you in 2012 on the EP Living in a Digital World. And it's called "Your Old Lady Turns Me On." So tell us a bit about that song, please.
"Your Old Lady Turns Me On." It's a hit song, man. It's got a couple of catches to it. It's funk, and it's kind of related to a true story. I was working this job in California, and this guy used to bring his lady by work to pick him up and whatever. So all the guys would go crazy when she come because she was so pretty. And one guy told him one day, he said, "Man, if you ever leave there, I'm going after her because you're my buddy now, so I ain't gonna make no move on her." And was it me? Did I tell you that? I don't know. I can't remember that. But anyway, so it sounded like a song. So the song starts off with, "I don't mean to disrespect you, but if I do, I apologize, my friend. But there's a problem that's come between us, and it might cause our friendship to end. Your old lady turns me on."
Yeah, it's awesome. Every time I hear the song, I crack up. It's brilliant.
You're my best friend, and I know it's wrong, but you're my best friend, and she turns me on, and watch out, baby, because that's a good-looking woman you got here. So that's how the song goes.
So March 21st. is the release of that single, and
Okay.
we'll see if we can get some radio spins for it and see what we can do with it. So
Yeah,
very
and I'm
excited
doing
about
some
that.
rapping in it too. It's called
There's a rap in there. There's a rap in there.
old man rapping. Old
Yes,
school rap, you know.
that's right. Okay. Well, cool. What else is what else in the books? You still planning to? You still scheming? Are you still planning to gig, or were you giving it up, or where are
Well,
you at?
yeah, well, I got an invitation to go. I was supposed to play Spain in May, but for the Northern Soul scene. But the other guys that are on the show with me, see, they're like old performers, you know, yesterday. So anyway, the funny thing, they had like 3 or 4 other people booked for the show, old guys, you know, and it just so happened that they're so old they can't do nothing no more.
Okay.
So I was the last man standing, but they couldn't have one act come over, you know. So they said, "Well, we'll try it for next year." Like,
Okay.
but they're a bunch of old guys. I mean, we were all in their 80s. You know, they wasn't come over to do a show, so that's canceled. So as a band over there, a hot Northern Soul band called the Signatures, and I gigged with them one of the time last time I was over there, and they're doing some hot shows in September. They're doing the UK, a few shows there, and going to Spain and doing some shows there. So they invited me to come over and gig with them. So if God willing, if I'm still around, I look forward to that.
Well, tell you what, if you do, I definitely will come see you either in Spain or in England. I'll bring my horn.
Great.
Maybe I can
Yeah,
play a
do that,
couple.
man.
I can play a couple with you, but I would love to see you again.
Yeah, they're hot band, man. I love them. They're the best in the best. So the good thing about that is I don't need too much rehearsal when I go there because everybody knows my songs. The band already knows my songs, and
You know the
we
stuff,
gigged
yeah.
together before,
Hmm.
and so all I gotta do is just go there and make sure my keys are straight, and bam, you know. And it's a hot show. I'll have to. I'm like George Clinton now, my old buddy George. We're so old now we can't dance around stage no more. And I had the back operation, so I can't walk too well, and so I have to do my shows all sitting down on a stool. And George Clinton does the same thing, so I don't feel too bad. Although he can walk around a little bit still, but
Yeah.
you know, most of the guys I know can't walk around too well, and
That
you know,
reminds
so
me,
the people over there said they don't mind as long as I come over there and you know and sing. What the heck, they don't care.
George Clinton did a gig in Sydney, and you organized for me. I don't even remember that. You organized for me
Yeah.
to go and see him in the at the gig, and I took my horn with me, and the band was playing, it was all going on. I had my horn, everything was ready. I was hot. I was, excited, and the gig went on and on and on, and then it's like, oh, I didn't think it was going to happen anymore. So I went backstage and started to put my horn together. It's like, no problem. And suddenly Melissa is coming. They're looking for you. You want to come and play. So I put the horn back together quickly and run out on the stage and do my solo. And George is holding the mic for me while I was doing my thing. And people were going crazy. That was really nice. And still thank you for that. Yeah, you set that up.
Yeah, man. They start playing something, and if the groove's right, they'll keep it going. You got to get used to them being around there, man. They
Mm.
don't do stuff like everybody else does stuff. You know, they got their own little way of doing it. I got my Just Clinton's shirt on
Awesome.
here.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, Atomic Dog, baby.
Yes.
That's my
It's a
boy.
great album.
He and I like brothers, man. I love
Mm.
George more than I do anybody, man. We've been through a lot together, and I admire him. And we wrote a couple of songs that did pretty good. You know, we had a Jackson 5 hit uh years ago called a song called "I Bet You," and Supremes did some things, and about 5 or 6 other people recorded a song, plus Funkadelic recorded it. So you know, we've had some success together and some good times together. So we're planning on doing some more stuff together if we're the same age. So
Mm.
let's see how that works out.
Good luck with that, really.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So, Sid, for the end of our little interview, any message you want to give your fans, your friends, the people of the world? Anything you want to say as a passing message for our talk?
Well, I just want people to just start loving each other and understanding each other and trying to get along better, because this is a very fragile world and a very fragile situation we're all living in. And music, I believe, is holding everything together. You know,
I
I mean,
agree.
if it wasn't for music, man, it would be a mess.
We'd all be dead a long time ago. Yes.
We'd all be gone.
Yeah.
You know, so thanks to all of the guys and gals that came before us. I got a movie I'm trying to do. It's called Rhythm and Blues, the movie, and it's about events that happened in 1954 that changed the world, because that's when Elvis got signed and did his first stuff. That's when rock and roll and rhythm and blues merged. You know, because in 1955, you know, you had Little Richard, you had the Penguins, you know, you had all the things starting. But in 1954, it all started with a little radio station out of I think Memphis. And so this movie is related to that whole story. And if I can ever get it done, man, I'm telling you, it's a cult movie, because I got some ideas for it that's going to just put it above everything that's out there. So we'll see what happens with that. That's one of the
all
things.
your producers and then film directors and finances, contact Sidney Barnes if you want to get involved in producing that film. That would be so awesome.
You know, that's right. Yeah, because it's not just a movie, but it's an education, and it's a lot of fun. You know, and a lot of good music. I wrote the lead song from the soundtrack. I wrote with Otis Blackwell, who wrote All Shook Up and Great Balls of Fire. You know, so it's a hot song. So I've had that for years, and you know, when you write a song with people like Otis Blackwell, you know it's going to be a hit. It's called "I Love Rhythm and Blues." And it's just going to be a big hit too. But you know, I'm just writing, man. I got a catalog of songs, and because I've been for the last 10, 15 years, I've just been writing and recording. Because what else am I going to do at my age? You know.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Sidney, for taking the time and having the conversation. And everybody who's listening to this, go get the record. Your Old Lady Turns Me On, and it's going to be released March 21st this year.
Yeah, I love you, man. Take care of yourself. God bless you, and let's keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, for sure. I've got a bunch of other talk shows that I'm putting you in, so stay ready.
You got it, man. Ready to rock and roll, baby. Take care, man.
Soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Chris. Ciao.
Peace. All right.
Your old lady turns me on.